Good morning and welcome to Fat Cow Farm. Now it's a chilly one this morning, I tell you. Woo! But we've got to move forward. So what we've got here is starting up to get the new mesh in, or the fence, on one side of the swale. Now as you can see behind me, what I've got here is our spillway for our top swale, swale number 1. Now we've had a bucket load of rain over this last week, and this swale has been full, and I've been timing it because I know that last time I knew it was going to be around about 3 to 4 days before it soaked into the ground. Now we finished raining on 4 days ago now. So, and I've still got a little bit of water left in these swales, just low lying. So which is telling me now that, what have we got there? So we've got 4 days. Our ground, now that we're sort of in the middle of winter, is really starting to become super saturated, which is fantastic because I'm seeing a lot of puddles still around on the surface. And then, I will go through the same motions if we get those midsummer rains like what we did last year, and to see how fast it absorbs into the ground. So it'll be interesting to sort of gauge how that all works. But in saying that, we now have to start preparing ourselves to start planting out this top swale. And so the first of the mesh has gone in. Now just looking along the top here, so this is the first section coming up to the water pump house up at the top dam. So what we've done, Murphy's Law, as Murphy's Law always says, I've run out of 2.5 high tensile wire for the top strain and the 2 above. So what we've done is we've got the bottom one in, and I can get the mesh all sorted, and I've got middle and bottom ties in, twitches on. So now what I'm going to do is I'll have to wait till tomorrow now before racing into town and get that squared away. But now I've got close to about 600 meters going back across the property, so that we can get this one sorted out. So what I've got is we've set up, I'm trying something a little bit new now, is I've found a 300 meter roll of mesh. Now I tell you what, I don't know if I'd be using it again. It is super heavy, super heavy. But in saying that, what I'm going to do is we're going to give it a go. But like I said, I don't know if the cost benefit is worth the wait. I just can't see. It's too hard getting on and off and transport, and oh my God, just a nightmare. So anyway, what we've got is we've got our Rotech Rural posts in and strainers. All our star pickets are in place. I did all that yesterday. And then what I've done is we've got then the Rotech posts on every part of change of direction of fence, because what we're finding here is that because the swale's cut on contour, it's moving in and out around the property like so. So we've got to follow that with our fence. So anyway, what we'll do, I've just got to finish off tying onto this post here, because this section here is a gate. We've got a gate going in here, and that's purely just for access to manage this spillway as a part of the swale number 1. So we can service that and maintain it, gives us good access to come in. And then what we'll also do is that when the fence gets done onto the other side of the fence, this will be a great access point for the goats and sheep to come through to start cleaning up before we actually start planting out. So I'll tell you what, I'll finish this and I'll jump on the tractor and I'll come and find you, and we'll use the un-coiler here to string the mesh, and it's all done, mate. So until then, I'll come and find you and I'll see you soon. All right, so here we go already. I love this un-coiler, I just love it. 10 minutes and we've got our first run. So this is around about the I'm just looking at the coil, and I reckon there's probably about maybe 50 meters left. So this is probably about 250 meter run, something of the sort. So as you can see, it's sort of standing up. Now, what I've done is I've got the tractor coming around the corner of the last post here where we're going to put a gate in. And I've got the brake on. So what I'm going to do is now tension the wire up. So we can pull that, we'll be able to tension this up, pull it nice and tight, and we'll have still a little bit of flexibility in it. So what I'll do is I'll jump in the tractor and I'll get this squared away, and I'll come back and find you, and I'll show you what the difference is, and then we can go from there. All right, I'll see you soon. Okay, so what we've got now is we've got the fence on tension. So what we've done is we've put the brake onto the coil of mesh coming off the back of the tractor, and it's now standing up. And this is what I found to be pretty much the best way of sorting this out. So there's still flexibility in this, and obviously once we tie this up to the pickets running all the way through, this is where we're going to get the strength out of the fence. So I'm pretty stoked about where we're getting. So once we've got it up, I can start tying it off. Now what I'll do is I'll tie that off to the end post now, and then I'll come back and we'll just basically check everything again, make sure that we're all good, and then we'll start twitching onto the pickets. And like I said, because we've run out of high tensile, I have to come back and do the top run, but I can do that with the wire strainer. And we've got the bottom one in, and away we go. We'll get the 2 hot wires in, and Bob's your uncle, mate. So I'll come and find you once I've got this tied off to the post, and we can go from there. I'll see you soon. All right, so here we are, roughly in about a middle of the fence line, about that sort of, I don't know, what are we? 130, 120 mark, something like that. Now, the mesh is up and we've twitched it off. All right, so what we've done is we've twitched the middles and the bottoms. Can't do the tops until we put our top wire through. But I'll sort that out tomorrow, and then we'll come through and then crimp in between the star pickets, the top wire to the mesh, and that'll also happen on the bottom. So there you go. I mean, really, at the end of the day, how good's that? It's absolutely fantastic. So, you know, this has taken us then about 2.5 hours to get to this point with the mesh and tied off. Star pickets we did yesterday, and away you go. So all about fencing and protecting your swales from cattle and everything else, and also on the flip side of that, rotational grazing, because this now will become another paddock, and we can go from there. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.